So you did it. You ate off plan. And now you're here feeling sick and full of regret, searching for how to recover from a cheat meal. You want a 3-step plan to fix it, to undo the damage. I know that feeling. I spent years stuck in that exact same cycle. But I'm going to be honest with you. Asking how to recover is the wrong question. The real question is, why do I keep needing to recover in the first place? Today, I'm going to expose the psychological trap that keeps you in that loop. It's a glitch in your brain's programming that food companies are counting on. And it starts with one lie that you tell yourself. The lie is, one bite won't hurt. Please subscribe. So first, let's get this straight. This cycle that you're in is not a willpower problem. So you are not weak. What's really happening is that the food is designed to be strong. So that one bite of hyperpalatable, sugary food isn't just a treat. For your brain, it's a drug that wakes up your brain and it makes it chase what you've been eating. What I really want you to understand is that trying to use willpower to fight off your desire to eat more than one bite of something, more than one cookie, is like if you were following a GPS that keeps leading you to a dead end. And every time that you get stuck, you blame yourself for driving to the dead end rather than recognizing the GPS is actually driving you there. If you don't recognize that the GPS is sending you to the dead end, you're never going to stop using this faulty GPS that's taking you to the wrong place. You keep blaming yourself as if you're following the directions incorrectly. Nope. The GPS is taking you to the wrong spot. The more that I allow myself to get mad at me for eating 3 cookies instead of 1, right? 2 scoops of ice cream instead of 1. Like 6 slices of pizza instead of 1. The more that I allow myself to get mad at me for overeating the hyper palatable, excessively sugary food, is the less likely I am to investigate what is that hyper palatable, excessively sugary food doing to me that causes me to overeat the thing that I know is causing me to be overweight. And it wasn't until I really let myself look at that I started to understand that I was doomed to fail. Because if I'm watching that map and I truly believe that the map is taking me to the mall, but the map keeps taking me to this dead end street nowhere near the mall, and I blame myself, I'm turning wrong, I'm doing wrong, and I don't stop and really look at the fact that the map is wrong, how will I ever get to the mall? We all want to be healthy. We all want to be at a good weight. We all want to be able to eat food and feel like we are eating the right amount. None of that happens when we're eating these engineered, crazy foods that are in front of us. So let's look at that. When we eat a cookie, there's so many things happening. First of all, if I'm on a diet and I'm not supposed to be eating this cookie, but then I'll be like, okay, I'm just going to have one, and I eat it. As I'm eating it, my brain is not happy with me. Why are you eating that? We're on a diet. I'm going to feel a little guilty. And when I feel guilty, when I'm anxious, my all or nothing black and white thinking is going to kick in. And now I'm mad at myself. And as soon as I start eating this cookie, there's a part of me that feels like I'm already failing. I've blown my diet. This is going to add how much to my weight, and even though logically, right? But we want to be doing a diet but then we're not actually doing the diet because I'm eating the cookie. The cookie is not part of my diet. I already know that I messed up. That is going to get me to quit the diet. This is going to make me feel like I failed already, and it's going to push me to quit the diet. Now, we haven't even touched the part yet where I'm now questioning what's going to happen tomorrow. If I couldn't do this today, am I going to be able to do it tomorrow? So I'll tell myself I'm just going to start over tomorrow. Pay attention to the wording. If I'm telling myself that I'm going to start over tomorrow, then what I've said to myself is I failed today. This is basically the GPS leading me into that brick wall, that dead end, and me sitting there going, yeah, I failed again. Now, I want to make sure I'm clear about something, because when we do this to ourselves, we go, what the hell? Why did I do that? What's wrong with me? You'll notice that all of the talk that I'm doing is towards myself. Nothing to do with this cookie. So, okay, why did I bite it in the first place? We have been told over and over that it's normal to eat these things. We have been told over and over it's impossible to go through life without ever having something fun to eat. We have been told that this is just part of what it means to be human. We have been told that this is just what it's like to be in our society. Like, this is what we do. So, on some level, eating the cookie seemed normal, and we think of ourselves as normal. But the flip side of the coin is making mistakes is also normal. We haven't been told that that's normal. So if I would have seen me eating the cookie as a mistake, would I feel like my entire day is ruined, or would I just feel like that was not the right thing to do? Wellness Warrior, the difference between seeing this as a mistake might have meant that I took a bite and then go, whoa, I shouldn't be doing this, and put the cookie down and correct my mistake. But when I see it as a failing of who Violet is, I just can't diet. I just don't know how to do this properly. I'm such a failure. I don't stop eating the cookie because it's an internal problem with me, right? Rather than, no, this was a mistake. I could already feel that this is making me more than one. Maybe I don't even finish the one. These things are baked into how we are taught to think about ourselves, Wellness Warrior, and this is what we're trying to correct. Now, I want to be so transparent with you right now. The food companies are the ones that programmed the faulty GPS that sends you off into the dead end. So, it's not accidental, is what I'm saying, that these foods that we eat hijack our ability to say no to them. They are actually engineered so that they start this cascade of hormones in our body, triggering our brain that we will want to eat as many of them as we possibly can. Food companies want us to overeat them. And that kind of what the hell is happening thing that we do, that points all of the information, our fingers back at ourselves, they actually created that too years and years and years ago. They came together and said, well, if we just tell people that they're eating too many calories, our body doesn't understand calories. That's not a thing that our body understands. Our body understands protein, carbohydrates, and fat. That's what our body understands. Calories, not a thing for our body. But companies came together and created this calorie idea so that they could blame us for overeating, rather than acknowledge that they had stumbled upon the bliss point idea way back when in the 1970s, which was the correct combination of salt, sugar, and fat that actually got people to eat junk food in such a way that they would bypass their body's natural desire to stop eating. That natural inclination to protect you from overeating, so that you wouldn't be overweight and could run properly, could get away from predators. That's an innate natural thing our brain wants to do, Wellness Warrior. And they created foods that bypassed that. With the whole only reason that they did that was so they could sell us more products. So the idea that one bite isn't a big problem isn't accidental. It's part of the business model. And if we stop and think about it, some companies were so brazen, they actually said it out loud. Think about the commercial. Once you pop, you know the end of that. They're actively putting it in our face that if you eat one of our chips, you're not going to be able to stop eating our chips. And they were right. I want to know what the dead end food for you was, right? What made your GPS go off craziness? Me? For me, it was chocolate. Over and over again, chocolate got me off my diet. When we name this thing, so mine is chocolate, then what we're doing is we're coming together and we're saying, don't be ashamed of that. Me too, it was chocolate. Or maybe me, it was cookies. Or maybe me, it was ice cream. We don't have to be ashamed of that because it was engineered that way. Wellness Warrior, if we don't start holding these companies accountable for what they're doing to us, they will be able to keep doing it to us. It's like when we were in school and we stood together and pointed at the bully and let the teachers know that kid is doing the wrong thing. He's constantly or she's constantly harming us. And then the bully got pulled out of the situation. We have to stand together and point out that these foods are hijacking our brain and getting us to hurt ourselves so that these companies can benefit off of us. It's absolutely by design. They want us overeating. And then that takes us down that road of what happens when we overeat and we're sick. Oh, they're involved in that too. There's so much happening, Wellness Warrior. But today, we are focusing on the part that we actually can control before we get to the place where we're sick and extremely vulnerable. Because when you're ill, that's not the time to be finding this out. Trust me, I know, because that's when I found it out. And it was so hard to fight from that position. And still I fought it. And you can too. The other piece of the puzzle that I want you to understand, Wellness Warrior, is that you are not addicted to food. And this is an argument that I've heard a lot of people make, and I'm agreeing with them. You are not addicted to food. We cannot be addicted to food. We cannot be addicted to water. Food and water, impossible. You are addicted to products. Let me be clear. I really want to make sure I make this make the most possible sense to you that I can make it make. Meat, fish, poultry, and eggs. That is food. Everything else that we ever eat on this planet, we are eating for fun. Why do I say that? Because meat, fish, poultry, and eggs is what your body actually uses to build you and also fuel you cleanly. When we eat any plant product, whether that be vegetables or fruits, we are eating those things for fun. We do not need carbohydrates to build our body, and the fuel and signaling processes, and even if your body did need a carbohydrate to build something that I can't think of right now, it makes the carbohydrates that it needs. So that's glucose. Your body makes all the glucose that you ever need. You never need to eat it. Therefore, meat, fish, poultry, eggs, that is food. And you cannot be addicted to meat, fish, poultry, and eggs. Everything else that we chase on this planet, because some people do chase fruit, we chase it because the extreme amount of sugar in these fruits and vegetables and grains and seeds that we have been eating, because companies are encouraging us to eat them, we shouldn't be eating. So I agree with that statement. We cannot be addicted to food. We absolutely can be addicted to products. The only way that you are going to solve this problem is to change what you're doing. We need to get rid of the faulty map, right? That GPS that's not working, gone. If we stop following bad directions, then we will get where we're trying to go. The solution isn't to try harder to recover from cheat meals, from cheat snacks, from treats that we're giving. That's not the answer. And searching for how to recover from cheat meals, how to recover from cheat days, is only resetting that same faulty GPS over and over and over again. You need to actually realize that following bad directions is what's getting you to be at that dead end of weight gain, of poor health, and hating your life. The new mindset isn't, I can't have that, because that's all about me avoiding this thing, which, by the way, eventually I'm going to want to have it. Like that's just an inevitability. The new mindset that I want you to have is I don't trust the directions that I get from the cookie, right? That I get from the junk food. This actually allows you to reclaim your personal agency in what's happening here. You've eaten the cookie and you've seen it brought you to the dead end of poor health and painful body and weight rising. How many times am I going to eat the cookie to come back to this same? How many times am I going to eat the ice cream? How many times am I going to eat the pizza to come back to this same dead end? What if I eat healthy, keto or carnivore, and realize that that's not actually a detour? Eating healthy, keto or carnivore is a completely new, reliable map that leads me directly to the destination that I wanted to go to the entire time. Real health. Do you know what happens at the destination of real health? My body regulates its weight. My body feels amazing. My mind is clear. And the energy coming in is clean. Everything just works. I know that what I'm saying right now sounds like I'm saying you can never have a treat again. And that could be super scary to people. When I started keto, well, first of all, I was so inflamed and in pain that the idea of having chocolate didn't seem great at the moment. But there was in the back of my mind this belief that, yeah, like I'm going to be healthy and I'm going to eat junk again. And then as I moved forward and started to feel amazing, I started to question, am I ever going to have junk again? And it should have felt, like deprivation, but it didn't. And here's the funny thing. I started to question, am I ever going to have junk again? It wasn't, it wasn't me saying, oh shit, I can never have junk again. It was me saying, am I ever going to eat that garbage again? The question changed. The reason I was asking the question changed. I was feeling so amazing. I started to wonder, why would I ever eat that garbage again? It didn't feel like deprivation anymore, Wellness Warrior. It felt like freedom. It felt like bliss. It felt like happiness. I was actually trusting the new food I was eating was giving me what I was looking for. And why was I feeling that? Why was I trusting that? Why was what were my eyes seeing? What my eyes were seeing was that after a mere 3 months, my body felt better because I was hugely less inflamed. First of all, I was still overweight, but the inflammation, I didn't feel it anymore. I wasn't limping anymore. My elbows, my shoulders, my back, my knee, they didn't hurt anymore. They still don't hurt like today, they don't hurt. But more importantly, I felt great. I was questioning what would make me go back to eating that stupidity that I now knew was causing my body to feel horrible. Wellness Warrior, I had a new map. And the new map was lovely. It was taking me where I wanted to go, anywhere in the city, perfectly, all the time, every time. It was clear. And you know what? I very, very quickly was able to not accidentally go on the wrong road. I was very, very able to stay on the better path because the better path just got me there faster. You know what's really funny about this? When I'm at a party and someone offers me cake, I never feel like, oh, damn, I wish I could have. Never. That's never the thought that comes to me. The thought that always comes to me is, why the hell would I eat that? The thought that comes to me is, that's not food. The thought that comes to me is, I'd rather have real food, thank you. And usually the cake comes out after we've eaten. And I've eaten my full. And I can do that now and stay at goal weight. I'm never interested in Wellness Warrior, all I can tell you is that when you eat on plan every single day and you feel amazing, the roadmap is so clear. All you want to do is keep doing the same thing you've been doing. It's like that person that learns how to make money, right? Like you're trying to run your business, it's not working, and then you figure something out. And it's like, oh, that's what my customers were asking for. And you start giving your customers what they're asking for. And they come back to you every time because you're giving them what they're asking for. And now your business is flourishing and they are happy. That's what this is, Wellness Warrior. Your body forever had been asking you for real food, meat, fish, poultry, eggs. And you start giving it real food, meat, fish, poultry, eggs. And you might be giving it low glycemic vegetables because you're doing keto, but you're no longer giving it high sugar vegetables. You're no longer giving it high sugar fruit. You're no longer giving it grains and seeds, which have a whole bunch of problems that I'll talk about in a different video. You're just giving it clean vegetables, low glycemic vegetables, and meat, fish, poultry, eggs. And your body is giving you amazing results because that's what it had been asking you for from the beginning. You give your body what it wants, and it gives you amazing things. And when you give people amazing things, they want to give back to you. For example, these people here, my patrons and channel supporters, give to me because I help them figure this stuff out. And they want me to keep putting out videos into the world to help other people figure it out. If you find this video helpful and want to help me to make more videos like this, become one of them. The links are in the description. My point being, your body will support you because you're helping your body by giving it real meat, fish, poultry, egg, real food. Your body will support you. Let's be clear. If you need to recover from a cheat meal, it's a symptom of a much bigger lie. And that lie is that one bite won't hurt, right? Like, this is not a treat. None of these things that we're eating are treats. They're triggers because they're trying to trap us. They're trying to get us back into their ecosystem. You need to stop trying to recover from the cheat meal and see that once you're in that, you've already crashed. Your GPS took you into the wrong scenario and you need a new map, right? You need to really start asking yourself how to stay on plan, how to eat healthy every day. That is the new map that you need. You are not broken. You're just following bad directions. And of course, your body's following bad directions if we're eating garbage. If you give your body meat, fish, poultry, eggs, it'll get the right directions. You'll be in a healthier place sooner than you think. In order for you to be able to eat healthy every day on plan, no matter what, I made this video about cravings that you should watch next. After you left your comment, of course, it's linked below as well. See you in the next video.